Okay, we shall now be live. Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another Arknights live stream. Of course, today's live stream going to be mostly focusing on the new Annihilation. Now, I will say this: it's gonna be some time before we get around to the hard mode set of stages for the story. At this point, I've already updated you guys on.
About this door, I'll just fix it myself. Hey, Revenant, get the hell out here and start.
I hate being tickled.
A lot just happened there, but anyway, stream, what was I getting at? I've already updated you guys on when it came to where I'm at currently when it comes to where I'm at in the story, and kind of when likelihood you will see me, end up doing hard mode, essentially. There we go. Now, I have no idea what the fuck happened there. I don't remember going into base, causing something like that to happen. So I don't know, unless it was just because I did so fast that whatever. Whatever. I think I'm understanding what happened. But anyway,
yeah, sure.
I don't think there's really anything else to note for today's stream. I guess I could say that I am working on videos for YouTube, but we'll have to see how that goes from then on. Okay, we're not gonna worry about that for now. We are going to, excuse me, giddy up.
Oh joy, there's your face again, Doctor. What a great start for the day.
Yeah, I decided to save the single pulse summon for the stream here, so we'll do that at the beginning. We should have like a decent amount of summons probably for week 2 or the start of week 2, and see if we get logos. Which we'll have to see from that. But we do have a decent amount, and I'm gonna get a lot from the story stuff. And at the same time of the headhunting session, I will also be doing a recruit session as well to max pot the robot, and then some. So there's a lot to mention. Anyway, the new Annihilation. I think I know what this one's gonna be about. We'll see. I could be wrong though. Columbia Annihilation missions. Eccentricity laboratory. Gravity, visibility, trajectory, and Arclight builds a bridge at the crossroads of fate within the erratic everything. Somewhere not far from the land, we shall overcome cowardice and hubris together. We remember, we hold fast, we advance without looking to the past. Oh! This is actually completely wrong. Okay. I thought it was one way. I am completely fooled. And now I'm actually kind of scared because it's... Oh, I don't know how I feel about this one. I don't know how I feel about this one. Now, it seems like everything's kind of straightforward. It really isn't, because I know there's certain enemies that spawn in, so this could actually go, like, horrendously bad, so... We'll see. Depending upon what I want to do here. No, using her. I guess I could use Pun Serious. I guess we'll use SLA. We're gonna use Thorn's new module. I don't have his yet. Okay. I would probably say Typhon's better in this case. I might actually go with Typhon. I was thinking Fiametta, but I'm probably go with Typhon.
Don't worry, Doctor. I'll catch up to the others.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing. I don't really know what to expect. That's why it's like, I have ideas, but I don't think those ideas are great.
Don't worry, Doctor. I'll catch up to the others.
I guess that would work. We're gonna use Ifrit. Just in case, I'll probably bring shifts, but I don't really know specifically what we're gonna go for, so I might use Gladia. Probably has to. And then at this point, it's honestly just kind of go all over the place. I guess we'll go with Gnosis, bring in... I guess I could try to use someone like Assalon, and then... You know what? Reed. I don't really use Reed all that much. We don't know if we're gonna really use all these characters. This is just me choosing random-ass characters and going in blind. I thought it also, from what I heard, I thought it was going to be something different. I thought it was going to be based around Clive's event, Catastrophe and Raves. But that is not the case. Oh. Wait.
If you need me to, I'll wreck this place without hesitation.
Ooh. Also, he's not attacking the balls. Alright, because he has to be near front of it. It has been, what I would say, a hot minute since I've played something like this, which... Now I'm actually questioning how I want to go about this. So like you would do it like this, but this would be more effective. Oh, now it's starting to get like, what is actually going to be the best method for us?
Fine, as long as I can muster up the courage.
Because she would have priority when she is one block.
I got this. Focus elsewhere.
At your disposal.
In theory, she
Requesting for structures
gonna
safe
die?
and sound. Nothing to worry about.
But I'll put down the area.
Forward.
At your disposal. Don't worry. I'm here with you.
Yielding is not an option.
命令は信号を実現させた者が北総 M なのに君は気づいていない。
わかった。動き回るな。そうすればお互い手間が省けるだろう。わかった。
This will be over soon.
It's not like the night competitions. You can't pause a battle when someone gets injured.
Okay. Thomas Sending Defender, when attacking, temporarily reduces your operative's block by 1. Okay. Trying to think here. Everything's going this way, so enemies that can fly have a higher, easier chance. Get your ass. Thank you. Yeah, that's probably what we'll do here. They'll put you there.
Good timing.
What happened to Twitch? I just stopped streaming there. I know there is stuff currently happening on Twitch, but that's like not the reason why I stopped streaming there. Like, this has happened for like many months now. It was more of the fact that I was curious, because I did a poll on YouTube before I started doing a lot of stuff on YouTube in terms of live streaming on YouTube. I tried to figure out, okay, do you guys want me to start streaming on YouTube instead of Twitch? And a crap ton amount of people said yes, so for like the past couple of months now I've been streaming on YouTube.
A fine choice.
So yeah, it's something that I've talked about before, but like, I kind of like stopped talking about it because it really was more or less irrelevant. And it really seemed like with YouTube, YouTube's finally understands that I do stuff for YouTube, and it's like, oh shit, we should probably actually do stuff for this person. So because I've actually started seeing a crap ton of my growth for YouTube, that's why I'm sticking with YouTube. Yeah, because she's on it, it doesn't switch over. So, I think it's if they land on it, if I remember correctly. It's been like a really hot minute since this event happened. Oh, of course you somehow managed to... Okay. I should probably had like a arts defender with a healer, because that would make a lot more sense. But they're gonna continuously kind of screw themselves over. So... Don't know. What do you think of this current map? Is it mid or easy? If you can... Here's my thought process. If you can somehow put, like, 1 or 2 characters here and do enough DPS, stop them from... Like, essentially just keeping yourself alive and having enough weight over here with, like, another block count, you can force these, gravity... planetoids to stay up, which means there's only one path the enemies can go through, which in a lot of ways I think could be pretty easy to mess with or deal with. And it really comes down to keeping essentially the enemy from switching it over. And it seems like with the if they keep spawning shield guys over here, then naturally just going to keep pushing the balls up. I feel like that's going to eventually change here. So eventually you're probably going to have someone over here anyway, just so that the enemy doesn't continuously switch and move the ball's gravity downwards. So with that in mind, I feel like it's probably an easy map if you can manage to force that to happen. There's a lot of operators you can use that can funnel in one lane, essentially. You're just essentially creating one lane and keeping it that way. But I feel like the challenge is that the game's going to try to Penance Connive? I would assume so. I don't know. I don't know what else spawns in the map. So this is my first time playing this map. So it seems like they want you to be able to push these guys in to the hole here. That's probably what they want you to do, which I feel like they're not that difficult to deal with anyway. My biggest fear is that they spawn in the big robot dudes that explode. But I don't know what spawns in. Okay, so the arc frontliner is something that I would have expected. But I was like, shift's not gonna be... I feel like we could easily deal with these guys. But I'm gonna probably say it's easy if you can manage to use the mechanics to your advantage. I could see some characters like, Harmony kind of be an interesting use case. Just because her attack radius will affect both of these, planetoids, and then it'll hit them back. Granted, I don't remember if I have to be in front to do that or not. It's been a while since I played this event. that I'd have to test out other characters, but I'm not going to do that. If I could manage to do this first try, I'm not going to worry about doing specific characters. No, I don't know if there's any bosses or anything, but at this point, it's just pure speculation of what this map can entail. Yeah, so that happens a lot too. It's like the enemies kind of kill themselves. So take that into note. So after a certain point, I don't think they're gonna send in those tanks anymore, and I could probably put someone here to handle everything else. I would say at first, I mean, this isn't too bad to begin with, but these planetoids make this way easier than it should be, in my opinion. But it's up to people to feel like if Annihilation should be difficult or not. Now I could set it depends upon what other things they spawn in, then I could see this being way more difficult, but we'll have to see. So far, I think this is probably one of the easier Annihilations by far. Especially when the enemy is just kind of killing themselves and just letting the enemy do its thing, which I kind of find funny. But they definitely make it so the enemies go over here to deal with whatever whatever character you place here, especially with the minus block enemies. Wizardale can't count as a summon. The like summon thing, yeah. When she E2 or when you use her S3, that thing that she summons is that turret is a summon. Also, that's my fear too, is these guys. And all these off-randers as well.
Just who are you weaklings going to stop like that?
Huh. Okay, yeah, so you want this... Okay. So far, because of how these guys are coming in, you do want this to go up. Because those guys just kill themselves. Okay. Unless they spawn over here... Okay. Well, we'll have to see. But so far, we have Gnosis. Thorns is a thing. Okay. It just comes down to how much DPS we do, honestly. Because this actually looks a lot harder now if you don't keep this up. I think that's okay. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, it's not that hard if you can manage to do enough DPS. You could also have someone with 3 block here to tank. So it's not like with darts as a backup for damage. I'm thinking Chongyu. I think Chongyu right here with the healer. Or like Reed Alter facing right could work well. Because Chongyu can help deal with the shield aspect of these defender enemies. Because, you know, the more hits they do, the less defense they get over time. So that's just an idea anyway. of how you could probably deal with this. And with that, he could also help with the bottom row here. Oh. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna put you there.
すぐに解決いたします。This will be over soon.
So you want something on the left side to do damage for those flyers. Got it. I mean, there's also the block, so you could just shift them. So I guess that's not really much of an issue. Especially if you have like a sniper. I don't see that being that much of an issue. Thorns with his modules pretty darn effective because they turn into flying unit stuff, so his poison damage goes like X5 or something like that. We could look at it. No, we can't look at it. Okay. Okay, yeah, right here, yeah. 4 times damage is doubled against range enemies, so this is like 300 times 4. So that's like 1,200 damage per second, or if that's correctly calcing against flying foes. So like Thorn's poison might be enough here. Assuming that those become more of a threat later on, which they might after 350. I don't have Astalon's module, so I'm not really gaining a benefit at all with the slowdown. She's just honestly there just to be there at this point.
They only remember my blade. They only remember my right behind you.
But you don't.
Yielding is not an option.
We could put down Reed Alter if we need to, but I'm just being safe than sorry. Keeping that up. Oh, hey, here's the robot I was actually afraid of. Yeah, I was afraid that they were gonna send these guys in. They did. Ooh, boy. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take her out. So probably what I would change, probably some anti-air on the left side, just to do help with damage as well. So I mean, there's also Whistledell, but like you'd have to use her S3 in that scenario. I don't know about the rights anymore because they have the big robots. Who died? Oh, okay. I was not expecting Aslan to die, but fair enough. She doesn't have any healers, so. I might put down Reed somewhere. I don't know. Overall, first try, we're kind of destroying this, even if it's not like the best. Yeah, Aslan, because of the rockets, they do damage if they have enough speed. When they pass through an operator, because they need 3 block, they will do damage. So since Aslan didn't have any healers, she kind of just got destroyed, essentially.
Yep, cannon fire is just the first step. Your order. Strengthen your defense. Forward.
続けて気をつけなさい。この海流は脆弱な命を飲み込みますね。お前も叫びな。
And I'm losing people because I don't have a proper anti-air. Okay. Okay.
お前の識ミスを
That's just an instant restart.
大きくしてしまったようだ。
Okay.
戻ってから共に
I was kind of hoping that she would actually not shift, but she was able to shift flying foes. That doesn't always happen, because certain flying foes you just can't shift regardless. But that does kind of give us info enough of what to expect, which that's kind of annoying. So we are definitely going to have some sort of anti-air for the left. I like thorns, but don't know how I feel. I might take out Gnosis too. Okay. Gnosis is gonna be replaced by someone else. We're gonna, you know what? I say that. We're gonna take out Glaudia. Not that useful, honestly. Aslan, not that useful either. I mean, I can use her, but I'll probably go with something else. I'll do Reed, and I'll go with Chongyu. We'll try out Chongyu. I might go with someone a lot better, but we'll do a combo of Reed and Chongyu.
The signal fires never ever rest.
Horn, sure. The Horn's definitely a possibility. I was just using Ashlock because I was like, Horn, yeah, Horn would work, but at the same time, I want to do something else. I don't want to go always with the strongest characters because like there's a lot of characters you could use aside from Horn. I feel like you're actually probably better off using in this instance like level 350 to use go to Defenders here. Where is she? Fire Whistle. I think Fire Whistle is actually a better use case of this map than Horn, depending upon the enemy. Because there's some enemies where their arts damage would be more beneficial, but then there's some scenarios where I feel like Horn's damage output would be better. So it's toss and turn up between those two. Penance could work too. Yanif? I just gotta realize, are you Yanif? Because I know this is YouTube, so I might be completely incorrect. Because I know I'm not streaming on Twitch anymore, so you probably have a different nickname. Junk Penance? Yeah, Junk Penance. Yeah, S3 could work. You know what? Yes, yeah. Sorry, I had to see the Horn thing to be like, oh, okay. It took me a bit there. Okay. Anti-air. Anti-air. Ash S1. That bad that you can wreck enemies from that. Yeah, because I know you liked Horn all the time and you always were very, you really wanted me to always use Horn. You know what? I say that. Let's, you know what? Fair. Let's do it. Let's do it. Using both of them. But the other thing was you talked about Twitch. So it was like you either had to be someone who watched a video like recently, but it was like from some time ago, or maybe some of the community posts of me talking about it, or you were from Twitch. So it was either those two things too that I had taken to note, and it was like, you're probably an ETH. Okay. Don't know if we're gonna end up using Gnosis, but I feel like, yeah, this change up. I'm using a lot more 6 stars, but Yanif's back, so I guess sorry for those, I guess. I mean, it's up to you how you want to go about this. Like, you don't have to follow what I do.
Bring your sight plans, everyone. Watch out for accident-prone areas.
I should probably put her there, but whatever. I would go here, but I think he's safer right here.
時間をかけるつもりはない。
命令を都市が崩れていくの。Stress concentration point measured.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get horns started.
It's fine, as long as I can muster up the courage.
Also, Thorn's module is stupidly broken. I didn't realize how good he was going to be for anti-air scenarios until it's like you actually see it in practice, and looking at his like doubled against ranged enemies bonus from his poison. That is insane. Essentially makes him an extremely good anti-air character for being on the ground.
Requesting enemy cover demolished.
At your disposal. Don't worry, I'm here with you.
Yeah.
This gavel of justice
Even though
is
Reed
ready.
wouldn't really be like a perfect use case, I think having like extra arts damage would be beneficial. Yeah, I'll put you down.
I will complete my assignment.
分かった。分かった。動き回るな。そうすればお互い手間が省けるだろう。
The tempest must wipe out all that blocks the way.
想像したことある。友も故郷も
Okay.
二度と戻らなくなることを。
Put you down.
What do you need of me? Cowards break the silence first.
The tempest must wipe out all that blocks the way. No matter what I might encounter,
Bro?
not back down.
Okay. I really underestimated. Is it like -3 instead of -1 now? Because that definitely wasn't the case. Did they change that, or am I being stupid? What was your polls?
What the law does not specify.
It was one of those banner summons that for like a new account would be like extremely good. But when it comes to the actual like banner pools, I ended up getting the 3 different limiteds.
What do you need of nature should not
I got 2 of the ALF banner limiteds, and I got the banner limited. So at this point, it's like you could. There's like a few characters you can limit to. So my first 6-star, aside from like the other, 4 stars and 5 stars are gone, 3 stars are gone. First 6-star was a character I didn't have yet, which was Miose. So I finally got Miose. And then I ended up getting Texas Alter after that. I already had Texas Alter max potted, so that wasn't like necessary, and that was kind of overkill. And then after that, at like 140 pulls, I decided to do a few single summon tickets because I didn't have enough for another 10 pull. I mean, at least I could do single summon ticket pulls, but I didn't have enough at the time to do a full another 10 pull with the 10 summon selection. So I think at 143 I got Wizardo. Or Wishido. Depends upon how you like to pronounce her name. So I got her to finally finish off the banner summon session. And I'll probably go again for Logos, because Logos is also really good, so that's the plan anyway. I'll probably move her right. Okay. Take out you, put you down. So, we'll see for like week 2. I'll probably do another summon session. That's the plan anyway. It's insanely broken. Extremely good for crowd control. But in terms of like single summon hit enemies, it's not as great, but another Baird's. He pretty much scales with a lot of characters because it's based off of his attack by percentage based. So you can use characters like Effia to boost his attack. And there's like so many other characters you could use that boost his attack that you can essentially use with his S1. To the point where many enemies just kind of get instant KO'd with him, with use with him. If you use like all the characters just to sort of buff his attack, he goes insane mode. His S2 is like good single, but like you could also do like similar to more damage with S3. But you have to get his module, of course. His S2 is good in scenarios where you need the higher res and the more skill activation.
You wanna topple me? By what?
Solidify.
Good shit, Ash, for not dying. About half damage. Pretty good. So yeah, if you can find any way to boost his attack, he's pretty good.
Solidify.
No matter what, there is no such thing as absolute justice, but I still invoke it. Come, best me if you can.
Okay. Oh, okay, so it's blocked by 1, but as if it on a switch, it does 0. Okay. It's been, again, a long time since I've, blocked them, so that's kind of like... Oh, right, okay.
You wanna topple me? By what? I'll impart on you all the cries I've heard.
Okay, Arc Screen Guard Captain.
I'll impart on you all the cries I've heard. Come, best me if you can.
good shit. Now, the fear of these guys, the Arc Commandos, not too bad, though, because we have Saria.
Solidify.
How much shield Penance has? A lot. I think it based off her talent, which she can have up to cannot exceed 300% of her max HP. So it's 4,655 plus the 3,000 percentage of HP of her HP as shield. So about maybe like 3 times, or maybe like 3 times the HP, maybe? So over 10,000 HP, or at least in terms of like shield plus HP, is I think where it is right now for Penance. At least she got hit a few times, but maybe I'm incorrect because it is 300%, so it might be like maybe less than that. Maybe it's like 7,000 HP plus shield. I don't know. You'd have to do the calcs on a computer. But she should have like a lot of shield. Enough to almost double her HP, because I think the shield is based off of like the HP, so she probably has like maybe 2,000 to 3,000 shield points. I think I overestimated the original of like over 10,000. I don't think that's correct. Okay, just a sec, everyone.
Yielding is not an option.
Okay, sorry everyone. I just had to help someone with something. Also, I just realized that on camera editing. There you go. Don't care. Come on. There you go. Okay. Let's continue on.
Solidify.
Okay. I think we'll have a lot more better smooth sailing from here on.
Topple me? By what?
Yielding is not an option.
Yeah, having penance there is making a huge difference.
This will be over soon.
And having Ash there dealing with the left side is also working out. Yes, definitely, like, I'm gonna say this right now, even with, Walter existence, like, Walter alone with her, like, summons
Solidify.
can do a lot of damage. So it's like, I know Walter can, like, easily help out in almost any content, both offensively and defensively.
I'll impart on you all the cries I've heard.
You poor enemies.
The Tempest must wipe out all that blocks the way.
That's
Trust
funny.
me if you can.
Because after he dies, we can easily send it back. So it's just, honestly, it's pretty much just confusing the enemies and stalling for time. And this is why having, like, an insta works out, or even Chongyu or something that can do damage. So when this guy comes in, we'll probably use our skill.
This will be over soon.
No matter what life and crimes be punished through methods outside of the law.
Good shit, Penance. He kind of walls that dude pretty easily. Okay.
I'll impart on you all the cries I've heard. Come, best me if you can. The Tempest must wipe out all that blocks the way. Come, best me if you can.
Who died? Oh, Penance died. Oh, shit.
I'm prepared. I'm
Okay, well, that was kind of risky at the end there, but we were good.
一歩も吹かない
I'll impart on you all the cries I've heard.
Nice. You know what's the best way to get crystal chips? Purple crystals?
Each of my arrows slows the
Do you still visit the Penguin Logistics website? The penguinstats.io. I'll kind of move this over here since we're kind of done with that. Assuming it's gonna load. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go to the if it will load. We'll see if it loads. It might be down. It might be. No. There we go. It's taking a bit. Okay. Are we talking about the manganese ore, or are we talking about... Which one are we talking about for materials? Crystalline circuit? And the crystalline component? I had to look it up again because I didn't remember which ones are called crystal. I know there's some that multiple that are kind of like crystal in nature, but like aren't named, like the manganese. So wait until you respawn. So there we go. That is the monthly. I keep saying monthly in my mind. Annihilation. I could definitely see where that one can be difficult. Chip catalyst. Okay. Let me go back to that. My brain's being stupid right now. You think I would remember everything, but... Are you talking about, like, the chips for the classes? Oh. Oh, you're talking about... I have to make dual chips. I'm gonna have to look this up, in the game. I'm having a brain fart right now, base. We use on
No one's gonna do anything about this door.
factory
Just
to
fix it
make
myself.
dual
Hey, Revenant,
chips.
get the hell out here and start working.
My brain is like almost there, but I'm also forgetting. Unless I'm mistaken on something. Let's go to home. Yes, leave base. E2 craft.
Oh joy, there's your face again, Doctor. What a great start for the day. If no one
Oh,
knows
you're
you
talking
have
about
the
like
star,
E2ing
myself.
with chips?
Hey, Revenant, get the hell out here and start working.
Are we talking about E2 chips for E2ing characters? Yes. Okay. Are you trying to... Oh, are you talking about... Okay, okay, I know what you're talking about now. I'm like, I was kind of like brain dead for a minute. I was like, what are you talking about? And then it's like, oh. Okay, the way you're wording it sounds completely different.
There's your face again, Doctor.
Are you talking...
What a
Okay, you're
great
talking
day.
about... Yeah, that's it right here. Okay, okay. It's one of those items that's like I completely forget about a lot of the time, and it's like, okay, now it's like coming to me now because it's like, yeah, okay. So chip catalysts are able to get in the certificates on the yellow certificate side of things and the purchase certificates side of things, unless they changed it. No, they didn't. So you can make infinite amount. So, yes, there is yellow distinctions, but this is honestly a waste. I didn't realize this was a thing, by the way. That's new. But no. Go to purchase certificates. You have to farm the red purchase certificates. So if you need to farm the purchase certificates, you go... Let's go back to home. It's in the supply stages, the tough siege. And you get about, like, was it, like, 20-something? And it's kind of a little bit, like, random, I think. But you farm these stages to get that. Best way is red, yes. Because yellow's distinctions based off summoning and getting 4 stars or above. And, killing them, pretty much if you have extra, you can get yellow certificates. But yes, yes, you want to farm... You could buy it, or you can use yellow certificates, but I think this is just a lot more cheaper way. Like, I don't know why you would be buying for them when you could just farm them using sanity. Especially nowadays, because they give you a lot of sanity. But you don't really need a lot either. Because let me go back to the store. Because you only need like 90, which means you have to do like 5 clears to get 1. But you only need 1 to do an E2, pretty much the E2 characters. So I'm out of it, yes. So you're gonna have to farm probably some of the red purchase certificates to get chip catalysts. I think every so often you could get it in a different way. There might be other ways to get it, but this is like the more straightforward way. It's just you have to use sanity to farm it, the purchase certificates. Which may not be something all people want to do. Let me see here. That's not what... I mean, that's kind of what I wanted to do, but not at the same time I want to go in here. Is there some in here? No. I knew at one point they did put some in here, but I think that was a long time ago. So no. You would have to specifically exchange for them. What else? There's also... You might get them for free every so often from, like, when they randomly give them during, like, main events, like, limited special events type deal. There might be other ways that I'm neglecting that you might be able to get them, but... Yeah, this is for episode 14. But that's specifically for episode 14 stuff. That's not like that's like a normal event shop. But because it's an episode, they're doing it with the event shop. It's a weird way they're doing it because we never really had an event shop with an episode release. So, anyway, you might be able to get some. Let me see you. Let me check IS4 here. We can go back to the past IS4s because IS4 is technically done now. Let's see here. I might be incorrect here. That's why I'm looking. I granted I never really said it was here. I'm just curious to see if it is here. I thought maybe they might put some here, but they're not honestly that hard to farm. So like, I'm gonna be really honest. Like, you could just farm the chip catalysts. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm trying to read through the story. I don't like people are saying it's really easy. I don't know about the mechanics, honestly, to say enough. I mean, I have a lot to say because I don't think it's fair to say it's easy, but at the same time, it's like, should it be easy? I feel like the way they're going about it is weird, especially because I don't know if things are limited or not. So it's just, it's a weird way they're going about it, and I don't know how I feel about it. Yeah, I honestly do not know if you can get them in any other way. I know it is really easy to farm them out. Yeah. Because I think that is like the best way to get them. It's just like something I never really looked into, honestly, that much. But I guess there really is no need to look into it. I don't think there's any in here either. I think it's really just through the shop purchase certificates and the yellow distinctions, but you should probably just be using the purchase certificates and go through that way. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's just done here. That's fine. I was myself kind of curious if there's other ways to get it. Maybe some I didn't recognize. But no, that's not the case. That's fine, though. Yeah, purchase certificates, I mean, you get a lot of them. You can easily farm them. They're not expensive to get, honestly. So, I don't think there's any much else to note when it comes to that. Okay. We're going to just auto. Overall, how do I feel about this one? This one is an interesting Annihilation. If you don't have enough DPS, I could see this being difficult, but because of how it is, like, it could be a little tricky, but it has, like, a really easy solution to it. And I don't think it's that bad, especially when you use fast redeploy. So not a bad Annihilation in terms of difficulty. Especially using the balls to your advantage and continuously pushing them upward is probably your best bet. And then making sure to have an anti-air for the jetpack dudes. Okay, I didn't get Sandy back. Gotcha. Kind of hoping I did, but because I didn't really, I messed up at the start there. That's what happens. Anyway, looking ahead here.
Oh joy, there's your face again.
I'm gonna continue on with the story off stream. Not right now. And that's what I'm trying to get to, actually. I'm trying to talk about that. So when it comes to hunting, I will be doing it probably around the start of the second week. When... Well, yeah, pretty much whenever I get around to doing the hard mode stages on stream, it's probably where I'm going to do the second headhunting session. I will be doing a second hunting session for Logos. And then at that point, I'm probably just going to be saving a lot for upcoming 6 months from now for the Lopland Altar event with Crown Slayer and Suzerain's mom and random merchant character that I don't know how I feel and I have to see in practice because I don't know. I've seen people already doing guides or use cases for him, but I will say something about the whole Crown Slayer situation because to me, I think the Arknights community is pretty dumb right now. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be brutally honest here. I don't think people understand how to use Crown Slayer. A lot of people are trying to use her for DPS and then saying she's sit because she needs to have DPS. Yes. It's the hard mode difficulty. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of quickly do this before we end the stream off here. I am gonna say that. Yes. Yes. Crown Slayer, I think, is being used incorrectly. Completely incorrectly. And I think people don't understand because they're thinking of the character as a damage character, a DPS character, which is more like Suzerain. Anyway. Good judge, I guess. Oh, everyone's judging. Everyone is just going crazy, saying that she's somehow worse than other freebie characters, and it's like, you guys are going crazy with the character being shit, and then you go crazy because the character's being too strong. Like, people, seriously. Unfortunately, I wish no one would judge, but people are just stupid. And they just judge anyway. And it's just like, guys, like, she's not that bad because you're using her incorrectly. And at the same time, you're saying she's sit and going crazy, but then also go crazy again. Like I already said this, like, going crazy over someone strong. It's like, pick your battles, people. I'm talking about majority of the Arknights community. That's what I like. When I'm talking about that, I'm talking about the majority of the Arknights community. So to change difficulties, you pretty much go to the very bottom here. From the standard environment, there is story, standard environment, and a diverse. And a diverse is the more difficult version. This is essentially the challenge mode version. So for example, 4-2 here, there's nothing really to it. But if we go into adverse, 4-2, environmental conditions, enemy movement speed increased, and some enemies will differ. But, yes, so adverse is challenge mode, yes. I'm sorry that I just kind of ranted there, but that's what I'm thinking. Like, I haven't really gone and talked about Crown Slayer yet, because I've been watching how everyone's been reacting to the character, and I'm thinking to this point, I'm like, these guys just do not understand the point of Crown Slayer. I'm trying to understand the viewpoint of the developers, not based off the player base and what they expect. And I think Crown Slayer is going to be a lot more broken than people realize, because people are not using her correctly. If people use her as a debuffer for hit rate, and use it in actual applicable means, people are going to think she's stupidly strong. I can bet you right now. She's going to be one of those characters that will probably be a lot stronger in the future, because people view her as stronger. They actually start using her correctly. So, for example, this is something that I've been thinking about, and as I've been thinking as a good example to explain this. Yes, I understand that people would think that, but that's the worst way to view her. So first of all, the viewpoint I think about is I go back into, okay, is there any other character that can debuff hit rate? No. Is there characters that have in any way, shape, or form that has hit rate involved? To an extent, a lot of other characters is based around, I wouldn't say Virtuoso was really bad to begin with. But anyway. So going back to what I was talking about. With that, there's only one other character that has something with hit rate in their ability, their skills, their talents. And this character believe it or not, is what people say is the best defender in the game right now. In terms of face tanking and just straight up tanking. You know who I'm talking about? I'm talking about Hashiyuma. The character that raced at the beginning of the game. She, in her talent, she has a chance to... Let me make sure I get this correctly. If I remember correctly, she has 25% dodge chance for both physical and arts. Yeah, 25% chance to resist damage. And then people say, oh yeah, she's the most best character, most best defender in the game. Okay, cool. Look at Crown Slayer. She has 60%. 60%. 60%. If you combine her with any defender, that defender will be better than Hashiguma. And then people say she's shit. Bro, no one is using her correctly. That is the issue here. No one is using Crown Slayer correctly. They're just using her in random ass stages to do DPS. She was never meant to be a DPS. If I could see that... No, here's the thing. I'm saying as a character to use with. She is a one-block character, yes. But you can use her to debuff the enemy's hit accuracy. That's the issue that people don't understand. Is that, yes, she is a debuffer. But that debuffer is a lot stronger than people realize. And they're not using her correctly because of it. You can use her with any defender. Minus 60% hit rate on that character. Yes, she's going to do a little damage. But her main thing is to debuff accuracy. So combine her with any defender. Let's say S2. S2 is like your best example use case here. It's S2, it goes 60%. It's a lot less if you use another skill. You can essentially choose specific timings to use your S2 for very specific enemy threats at certain specific times in the map. And this is something that people don't think about. No one's trying to use her correctly because no one has the time to, and then people's first viewpoint is she's shit because she doesn't do damage. Yeah, duh, she ain't doing damage because dodge chance is fucking ridiculous. Hashiguma is considered the best defender in the game, late game, and you're just saying, oh, she's good. And then you look at that Crown Slayer, and then just completely forget the possibilities with her, and just only look at her for damage. Yeah, you guys are being stupid. Everyone's being stupid with this viewpoint. And anyone that tries to go against what I just said is just being stupid and copium. That, oh, this character's bad, that's just how it is. No. You're just using her incorrectly. Because of her execution and I believe module, she has a 15-second redeployment. With her S2. The thing is, people are viewing her for damage. I think people are overestimating her damage, or at least overestimating the fact that she doesn't do enough damage. And then viewing her as worse than other welfare that the game's released. Somehow worse than Lasting, somehow worse than Virgil. And it's like, you guys are just being really stupid with the way you're using her and how you look at her and her kit. To me, that's what I see. Is her being able to pretty much make specific threats not hit as hard. Or just straight up not be much of a threat. It's not 100%, sure. You can argue it's not 100%. But when a character like Hashiguma is considered the best, at 25%, why are we saying that she's bad at 60? Because you're using multiple characters at once. I view Crown Slayer to be a lot better than people realize. And it's going to be a hard lesson for a lot of people when she becomes mandatory in CC for her 60% dodge. 60% dodge chance she gets to everyone. Or at least 60% hit accuracy for a specific enemy. I can already see use case for Patriot. I've already seen use case for Herald. I've already seen use case. I haven't seen it, but I already know that there will be use case. I should actually rephrase everything of that. I can see her being useful with Herald. I see her being useful for Clive. Especially Clive. Being able to allow more likely chance for him not to kill someone is extremely good, by the way. And she's 15 seconds. Blaze her down, let him finish his attack, take her out, bring her back in before he does it again. You can do that with Clive. Guys, they seriously do not have to use out Crown Slayer. It's insane. I want to say that I think Mizuki is I think there's a lot of characters in this game, like Mizuki, that while she's, like, Mizuki's not, like, the best, I think definitely has use case. And I've seen some clears with Mizuki. I don't use him enough, but I know for a fact that he has a lot of use case, and he's a lot better than people make him out to be. It's just, like, you just have to know how to use him. And I think that's a lot of the case for a lot of characters, and that's why a lot of people end up viewing characters being bad, but they just don't use them. They don't actually try to use them the way that the developers intended to, because they don't understand what the developers intended. Which is something that I learned personally not too long ago, that sometimes it helps to understand what the developer's thinking to figure out things. I'm looking at Decimate Drive as a good example of that. With the all collectible guide video I did, no one found all the collectibles, but I did. And you know why I found all the collectibles that no one else did? Over hundreds of thousands of people didn't? It's because I figured out what the developer intended you to how to find it. And that's the point I'm trying to make, is that people do not understand characters, and if they don't understand what the developers intended, no one's going to fully benefit from it. And think things are worse than they really are. And I think Crown Slayer is a good example. Mizuki is also another example. There's a lot of examples in Arknights. The character's a lot better than people think. Like, the Hashiguma, for example, wasn't that great, or it wasn't considered that great, until people started to realize that with her module, she can tank shit really easy with S2. It's like, well, welcome to the party, guys. You're like years late. And it's just one of those things that you're going to see it a lot in this game. As we continue on, people are going to start to realize Crown Slayer isn't as bad as people make it out to be. When they start figuring out she's not meant to do damage. You have the ability to bring 12 operatives into the game. 13. And with friend support. Like, seriously. What are we doing? Trying to do low ops all the time? Well, sure, people are going to do that. Certain content creators are going to do that. But, like, in a normal gameplay experience, you're going to be bringing multiple characters in. You might as well bring Crown Slayer to weaken the biggest threat by making them not hit all that often, which can create a lot of scenarios where it completely neuters the boss. Again, I already said this before, but these three bosses, Herald, Clive, and Patriot is another good example for his phase. All characters get shut down with Crown Slayer. You don't hear anything about that when you consider the fact of they're only using it for damage. If you're only using the character for damage, no shit she's gonna seem bad. No fucking shit. This is why I hate the Arknights community and a lot of the content creators in it, because they do not understand how to use Crown Slayer, and they don't do a perfect job at trying to use the character as intended or think of ways to use the character as intended. They only think damage because nowadays it's just damage. It's like Suzerain was nothing. Suzerain doesn't exist nowadays because, oh right, you have to be a Mjolnir now. You can't be a Suzerain or Crown Slayer anymore. You have to be a Mjolnir. You have to be a Rizadel. That's just how content creators think nowadays, is that damage is more important than anything else. Even though they use clears, they can't figure out how to use Crown Slayer. Which is sad. It's actually really sad. Granted, I will say this. Bosses like Clive, bosses like Herald, I don't think you can face them right now. Maybe Clive. I don't know. I don't play the CN version. But if those characters were available, people would have a better showcase of Crownslayer. I already talked about how like many case uses with Crownslayer, and it is kind of, and it's like if I can figure this out without actually being able to use Crownslayer, it showcases the issues of the Arknights community with operators. And to me, I don't blame the community as much. I think they can do better. I've already said this many before, especially with the concrete side of things. It's Hypergriff's fault for trying to release consistent broken characters to incentivize pulling for them. And while that's necessary, at this point, it's gone overboard. And it's kind of almost non-stop at this point. And it's to the point where it's like they're trying to buff bosses at the same rate, and it's just making the game not as fun when you have bosses that just completely constantly kill your operators and teleport into the end goal. I'm taking Clive as an example of this. I hate Clive. I think Clive is the worst designed boss in the game, just because of how he's worked and how they build him. Herald is not as bad, but I think is another good showcase of like not as bad as Clive, but still yikes in terms of like you could definitely tell they definitely built him around the fact of you having hard-hitting operators that hit harder than most. Okay, I'm gonna stop ranting because I could make an entire video on how the Arknights community doesn't understand Crownslayer. Easily. But I don't have 1 Crownslayer, 2 a CN account, 3 Harold and Clive is not available to showcase. There's only like 1 other character. And there's probably other use cases that I'm not even thinking of that could actually be useful. But fuck that! We just use her S3 and say she's shit. Yay. Anyway. Well, I'm gonna stop there for now. I know I ranted, but that's what I think with Crownslayer's situation, and I truly believe the Arknights community doesn't understand Crownslayer. For someone who's played this game for so long, that does 4-star and 5-star clears, for someone who understands the power of 6 stars, like other content creators say they do, clearly a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't, because to me, I use whatever I want to use. A lot of the time, I try to favor 4 stars and 5 stars. But then I use 6 stars as well. So I try to use all the varieties I can, aside from 3 stars and under. You can do that if you want. It's probably very doable, but that's just not my cup of tea. But at the same time, seeing the most power that I could get from certain specific operators, and then I look what people do, it's like I know some of the content creators can be really good at things, but at times they flop. They flop on their face and look stupid. It happens to a lot of the content creators. I've had my instances of that too, mind you, but I've seen it with all the other content creators as well. And I think Crownslayer is a good example of people just trying to view her a specific way, but not considering what she's meant to do. Anyway, I know I said I was going to stop, but I kind of continued, and I kind of just roasted the Arknights community, which is something I think needs to happen. I think there needs to be a bit of roasting and critique with the Ark community, because I don't think everyone has the best ideas. A lot of people just do the mob mentality. I think Crownslayer is a good example of the mob mentality in effect, with how, and it's funny because the recent event Babel critiques that thought process, the mob mentality thought process. The reason the entire thing happens in Babel is because they're trying to prevent the mob mentality from destroying Cosdale. It's literally that simple, but it really kind of goes past people's heads because the mob mentality is that strong. And it's so strong that they can change governments and change the landscape of the earth in terms of political powers and like that. Like, do not underestimate mob mentality because it is extremely strong. A huge group of people can change things and do things. This is something I agree with when it comes to Asmongold. is that the best saying I've heard from them is that many people can change something, and he's completely correct on that. And that's something that even that like both Thyrsis and Thyrsia feared, is that even with the ability of being like having the crown does not mean shit if everyone hates you. It's like it's something that I feel like a lot of the like there's some good lessons to it, because it's true. Like, you really can't do anything if a lot of people do something, and it's just how it is. No matter who they are or who the many people are. I know. At this point, I'm kind of like going over things that are not Arknight specific, but I think kind of explains communities really well in the gaming sphere, and explains the Arknights community really well with the Crown Side situation, and that specifically being critiqued by Babel event and no one understanding that. There's other things that the Babel event does, but I think it's one of the interesting sideline critiques that I've noticed Hypergriff doing with the whole Thyrsis and Thyrsia situation, with trying to handle the soon-to-be uprising when it comes to the Sarkez, and them kind of understanding or understanding of the mob mentality. It's not just that, but it's an important aspect that I think should be noted. Anyway, I think I'm gonna shut up now because I've spoken so much and talked so much. I'm gonna end the stream off here. I got stuff to do. Next stream, if I stream tomorrow, it'll probably be focused around Phasmophobia, but I will be continuing on with the main story off stream, and then when I get that finished, I will stream the adverse stages or the hard mode or the challenge mode, whatever or however you want to go about it. Anyway, with that out of the way, I'm gonna shut up now. If you guys did enjoy today's live stream, make sure to like, subscribe, /follow. And description below is Discord, so please go check it out. Aside from that, giving summons, Annihilation 19, be safe and be healthy, and die. We'll see you on probably tomorrow's live stream as we continue streaming Phasmophobia. Anyway, until then, peace.